Welcome to Tier 1 Jank. I am Marcus and it is Deck Tech time. I'm going to try to be short and sweet with this one. It is Goblin, so most of you are familiar with a lot of what's going on here. I can't take credit for this deck. There's a lot of Goblin builds going on right now, so this is my version. You'll see a lot of similar stuff going on right now. This deck won't lose much during rotation. There are a few cards that are rotating out, but most of what you see here either won't rotate or can easily be replaced. For 1-drops, we got 4 Fanatical Firebrands. He's a 1/1 haste that can tap to sack him and deal a point of damage. We have 4 Skirk Prospectors. It's a key piece in the deck. You can sacrifice a goblin to add a red mana to your mana pool. 2-drops, we got Wily Goblin. He is a 1/1 that comes in and makes a treasure token. 3-drops, we have 1 copy of Squee. He's good for recursion, nightmare for control decks. 2 copies of Goblin Warchief. Makes all your goblin spells cost 1 less. Goblins have haste. He's a 2/2 for 3. 3 copies of Goblin Chainwhirler. I wouldn't blame me for running 4. I have 3 at the moment, so I'm running 3. That does it for the 3-drops. 4-drops, we have 2 Goblin Trash Masters. He's a 3/3 for 4. All goblins get +1/+1, and you can sacrifice a goblin to destroy target artifact. So that's our lord for the deck. 5-drops, we have 3 copies of Siege Gang Commander. He's a 2/2, and his ETB makes 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. You can pay 2, sacrifice a goblin, and he'll deal 2 damage to any target. So that comes in handy. For our burn package, we have a couple of copies of Magma Spray to be able to exile creatures. We have 4 copies of Lightning Strike. 2 copies of Fight with Fire, which is pretty easy to kick in this deck. We can get up to 9 mana being able to sacrifice goblins for red. We have a couple copies of Sweltering Suns in case we need to get rid of some creatures early. Sometimes, even though this is an aggro deck, we might get some problem creatures out. Just want to hold on to a couple goblins in our hand and sweep the board before we bring in our stuff. 1 copy of Our Devastation for a somewhat similar reason, and also to hit planeswalkers. And things like Hazoret, lose indestructible. And we have 4 copies of Banefire, which is important, especially against control decks. It can't be countered, and it can be a big finisher for us. And our jank for the night is a fun of Apex of Power. Costs 10. It's a sorcery. You exile the top 7 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-land cards exiled this way. If the spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of any one color. So of course we're going to be adding all red. We could play any number of goblins or burn spells that we get off of those 7 cards, including casting or kicking a Fight with Fire to do 10 damage, or doing a Banefire for 9 that can't be countered. So that would be probably finishing the game for us. We also have mountains. Lots of mountains. So that will finish the deck tag. I just threw this deck together. I haven't played it in any tournaments, so I haven't put together a sideboard for it yet. We're just hopefully going to be shooting a video where we have a casual game between me and Leslie later. So I thought I'd do a deck tech before we do that. Thank you all for joining me.